Atlanta-based UPS has quietly cut nearly 40,000 jobs so far in 2025 across the country.
Yeah, and one of its biggest customers, Amazon, has also cut thousands of jobs here. 11 Alive's Doug Richards looking at what's shaking up the package industry.
Trucks still regularly exit and enter the busy UPS warehouse off of I-85 in DeKalb County. But with way fewer employees and way fewer supervisors at the company's Sandy Springs headquarters. UPS announced it cut 34,000 jobs in its operational workforce so far this year, plus 14,000 mostly management jobs. The company told investors it expects to save $3.5 billion by the end of this year, with the intent to right-size our business to create a more efficient operating model that was more responsive to market dynamics.
So you knew something was coming. I don't know if people knew it was going to be the scale that was announced today.
Emory marketing professor Doug Bowman says UPS and its one-time biggest customer, Amazon, are both adapting to markets changed by artificial intelligence. Amazon told investors it has reduced 14,000 jobs this year to make the company leaner and more cost-effective. Doug Richards, 11 Alive.
So I know so many companies are actually looking for a way to make more profits at the end of the year. No company or organization will be interested in losses anyways. If they feel with the implementation of AI, their profits might go up, why not? I'm sure they would do that. But I know so many people will be affected, and this is going to be a setback for many homes because it will affect their income. I know it's going to be a very harsh one for many people. Many people, but it's the reality of today. It's the reality of our today, and we need to gradually accept that AI has come to stay.
What's going on at UPS is they are making progress and they're executing on their plan. And their plan really is to create a network that can not only handle but thrive in an ever-changing environment. And that change is being driven by e-commerce. It's being driven by the uncertainty around tariffs. And what they've been able to do is increase productivity through technology, whether it's automation or AI. And that also, they were stepping away from business from Amazon. They noted on their morning call that they're 3 quarters into a 6-quarter glide down of Amazon business. And the reason why they want to move away from Amazon business, it tends to be lower margin, lower yielding packages. But that's not to say that they don't want to totally walk away from Amazon, because their return business is a good business for them. And we're seeing, the success in the numbers. And, going into the quarter, I think investors were cautious or had low expectations, and management kind of exceeded those with the results. And their outlook really shows us that, expectations for the fourth quarter in 2026, at least as it relates to, sell-side analyst consensus, is probably a bit low, and it needs to move higher.
Lee, can you get more into the cuts that we were talking about? 34,000 job cuts. Where were they seen, and what kind of, let's say, year-over-year cost savings does it expect in 2025 from all of this? So, what they're trying to do, their overall cost savings, which includes, the headcount reductions, they're looking to get $3.5 billion in cost savings this year. They've done around $2.2 billion of that so far. And some of the reductions are driven by, they offered early retirement for some of their drivers. They said they've had pretty good pickup with that. And that payoff should be about a year from what it costs. Cost something $175 to $180 million, and they mentioned on the call that it will take about a year to make those costs back up. So it really should be paying for itself. And they're closing a lot of facilities. So they've closed something like 95 facilities so far. And that's being driven by, they don't need the network that they had when they were, really handling a lot of Amazon business. And now that, like I mentioned earlier, they're walking away from that business, they're kind of reconfiguring their network. And they're also, as I mentioned, they're increasing overall automation. They noted on their call that they've added automation to around 35 more facilities, and about 66% of their packages touch these automated facilities, which is around 300 basis points more than was last year. And that number is just going to continue as management makes more inroads at modernizing their facilities.
48,000 people are being laid off from UPS facilities. Can a company come out there and really snatch people's means of livelihood just like that? Is this a lie or actually a truth? I know we are actually in the AI world at the moment, and AI is gradually taking over most of our jobs. A lot of companies are trying to look for options and ways to have more profit at the end of the year. There's no company or firm that would be interested in having a lot of losses at the end of the year. So they are actually implementing AI in doing some of the jobs that they feel humans should not be doing any longer. Because if AI can actually come and replace a job that would allow you stay all night, arrange and sort orders, if AI can do this, why should a human being be employed for that role? I don't know if this is actually a truth or a lie. If this huge number of people are being laid off their jobs, this is going to be really devastating because so many people depend on so much on their jobs, and it will tell on them and their families. How will they cater for their needs, for their homes, for their families? It's going to be a harsh one for them. But nevertheless, it's important for a company to always make profits. I'm sure the company is actually tending towards that, is why this would have been initiated. It's actually understandable if the company is actually automating its processes and is implementing more AI so that it's going to reduce more of the human functions in the company. But this is going to be a setback for a lot of people because so many people that have their jobs will lose their jobs. I want to know what you all think in the comment section. Till then, I'll see you in the next turn. To this.